Welcome, everybody. We are in Wayne, Illinois. We're at Next Level HIFI. We've had a pretty good day here today, buddy.
Absolutely, I agree.
The crowd was really big. I was really happy with the turnout. The demonstrations were everything I'd expect. The subs are amazing. We'll talk about those in a minute. The crowd was great. We had full room. I mean, it was pretty amazing.
We did have a full room. And obviously not just Borresen owners. We had different owners, Wilson Audio owners that wanted to certainly get in front of these brand new Borresen bass modules, which I have already stated, they're fantastic. But we wanted to make sure that we heard clearly the difference by going from the amazing T1s to the T3s, right?
Standards.
Because the biggest narrative out there is when you have these, instead of buying the subs for this, buy a larger, speaker. And then you bypass the need for this. And we clearly saw that that's not the case.
Well, and I've had the good fortune of knowing that for 30 years. But, what's kind of cool to me was the overall performance of this system. First of all, the sub itself. So there's a couple things going on here. The sub is a folded dipole. So if you need to look up dipole, go ahead. Essentially, it's a speaker that moves like this on both sides. Bipolars do this. They push out and pull in. This goes the same way, and there's advantages to that. The cool one of the cool things about this is 4 8-inch woofers instead of 115. And why do I make that point? Well, 4 8-inch woofers have more piston area than a 15 by some decent percentage. It's probably 8%, 9%. It's more than a few. And they're 4 times faster. So, one of the reasons we get the speed out of this folded device is that the drivers can respond fast.
Without a doubt, yeah.
Okay. It has its own power. What did you say? 300 watts into 8 ohms?
Yes, 300 watts into 8 ohms, yep.
It has a crossover control. It uses the same amplification system they have for other devices that they use. And it'll work with any speaker. It doesn't have to be a Borresen speaker.
And that is the cool thing, Greg.
Yeah.
That is the part that I was impressed by, is the fact that they are not tuned to only work with Borresen loudspeakers. I think that those of you who are looking for a great option, aesthetically speaking, I think they're gorgeous, as you're seeing on your screen right now. Yeah. They really are good-looking subs. I also think that the speed and what he alluded to, the 8-inch drivers, is one of the biggest attributes that this speaker brings to the table, which is the speed, the quickness, and obviously the amplification that we know is some of the best Class D amplifiers.
Well, and, the advantage with the whole dipole thing too is we're not using a bass reflex speaker that's using a chamber based on its free air resonance to completely control its motion and keep it linear. We're using 4 drivers that are super fast to assault the air. We're moving air in terms of velocity, not just in terms of building pressure. And that speed comes off in a way. Look, I love subs. I've said, I think in 1998, I said everybody needs a subwoofer or full range loudspeakers. But most subs can be helpful, but they are also usually very difficult to integrate. These things seem to be really simple. Well, considerably simpler to integrate than many other subs I've worked with. Now, I'm not slamming other subwoofers, all right?
There's many great brands out there.
Do you think so? Is that what you take?
It's really, I'm in agreement with you. Yeah. Also, I want to make sure that I say this, many other great subwoofer brands out there, okay? Yeah. We're only highlighting this Borresen bass module because of
the official launch.
This is the official launch, okay? But I want to make sure you understand that there are many great products out there.
Sure.
But what really, really impressed me here is the fact that they were not even using the crossover. They were doing full range with these and the T3s, and they blended seamlessly. Yeah. It was really a great act. I mean, I was shocked. If you were to ask me what impressed me the most, it's just a complete, it seems as it was a drawing that was not completed. The subs came in, and you will hear it on my future video of what the crowd said, which was the emotion that it added to the presentation, which, to be honest with you, I've never heard before. Someone say that. But now,
it's clear.
Going forward, I am going to remember those words. So how did you feel about it?
Well, so the thing that spoke to me most with these subs, okay, two things in particular that have always made an important difference with subs and is really, I think, really well exemplified with these. We heard immediately, they gave us a little demo before the show started just because we're special. And we've known these cats forever.
Yeah.
But the differences with and without subs. And now, two things very quickly. You can, if you use the Audio Group Denmark AVIC stuff, the AVIC electronics, you can use that crossover. If you don't, you can use the internal crossover.
Yep.
And there's tremendous advantages to both. But what these do, when you have a monitor or a full-size speaker, the first thing that hit was the openness, the space, the three-dimensionality,
Agreed.
the
depth,
the air. You're in a space with music. You're not listening to a recording.
Agreed.
That happens first.
Yeah.
The second thing it does, by taking some of the current strain off of the speakers, is everything gets clearer. I won't say necessarily more defined, but more resolute in a sense, because it takes away some strain and everything just focuses better.
The lower mid-range to me was completed.
From
Completed.
From probably 120 hertz up, almost. I won't say into the top octave, but close.
Close.
There's a definition and a clarity there that you don't get without having a sub. And the other thing that kind of happened, and it happened in that clarity thing with the T1s, it was apparent immediately, the space, the clarity. But with the floor standers, the clarity was improved more because that speaker has a little bit more to offer.
I agreed, yes.
What this did was the same in terms of space and depth, but I think it's a great argument for adding these to a floor standing loudspeaker.
For both.
Yeah.
For both. I think that this sub completes this speaker in one way, and it completes the other speaker in a different way. And because that added frequency from the bigger floor stander also helps this sub out.
I completely agree, buddy. I think the thing that impressed me with this is the sheer speed and the fact that we're not just going, most subwoofers work because they compress the room. They, in a smaller room, you use it and it's, you feel this. Okay?
You do. Yeah.
This
a thump, that bass,
like an air motion transformer rather than just a compression device. They're clearly very fast. They're probably, I can't think of any other sub I've heard that's faster. Although, who is it? VPE Electrodynamics has been making dipole subs for quite some time. They make 4 or 5 models, from smaller ones to bigger ones, but they're not anywhere near refined.
Do you consider this the fastest sounding sub that you've ever heard? And I know you've heard many.
I can't say without doubt, but I can tell you, it seems the impression I got. Now I've heard them. I heard them in Munich. I've heard them. Where else? I didn't go to Expo this year, so I didn't hear.
Okay.
But what I heard today, especially when it was just us in the room, there was a sense of visceral speed, not of just impact, but of speed that seemed to blend better.
The immediacy of the sub.
It was just, you weren't feeling just air pressure. You were feeling space and air.
The spaciousness, yes.
Yeah, it was kind of cool.
I agree.
Really like these.
Especially challenging rooms that we have seen time and time again. Not everyone out there has a dedicated space, a dedicated room. And so having these gives you a lot more flexibility, especially when you're putting your speakers close to the wall behind them, which can certainly hurt the registers up at the top. You can blur out the definition sometimes.
Absolutely.
And so we've seen that many times. Yes.
And comb filtering and crap when you get too close to a wall. But what these do overall in terms of space, clarity, and what I would say is a sense of naturalness and speed to the sound, they're pretty amazing. Now, we should say the projected retail, which they said they're going to come out after Christmas, they're about 21,000.
21,000, yeah.
With all the features, yeah.
Each, yeah.
So there are much more expensive subs out there.
Without a doubt, yes.
Some are much bigger.
And that to me sometimes is a problem.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of these gigantic subwoofers that weigh 500 pounds that you need them to be on wheels essentially, right? And to me, the logistics of dealing with a subwoofer that big, it's just a painful experience. Yeah. One of the things that this brand Borresen is known for is for not building speakers that weigh 1,000 pounds.
Yeah.
I know I'm exaggerating, okay, but you get what I'm saying. They're known for that, and the aesthetics, they take that into account a lot of times, which other brands don't really care. They're all about the performance.
Sure.
But remember, in this hobby, most people watching us have a wife. And so, these guys with their aesthetics, I've been told this before, Greg,
sure,
that the wife opted for, the guy, let's say he was torn between two brands, one of them being Borresen, and the wife said, if you're going to put a speaker, I'm going to put this one in my room. They win. They're stealing a lot of opportunities from other manufacturers, not only because of the performance, but also the aesthetics.
Absolutely. And these are in that beautiful maple finish, or walnut finish.
Walnut.
Yep. And the T5s that are sitting over there, I'm getting a black set. They're coming in 2 days.
So you're going to get them. You're going to review them soon. So you guys got to stay tuned to watch what he has to say. I'm sure you're going to make videos about that, right? Shortly.
The T3s, yes.
I'm going to get the M3s, which you reviewed already.
Yeah.
And I told you to not give me any sort of feedback.
Nope.
So he stayed out of the way. I'll get those M3s next year, early next year, when my rooms have been completed. But I know obviously that is a higher level loudspeaker than the T series, which it should be.
Yeah, but still. So, in summation, launch event here in Wayne, Illinois. A couple of goofy guys had a lot of fun playing today. We had a great audience. We had great reception. The hosts were fabulous. The food was fabulous.
Always.
The drinks were fabulous.
Always.
It's been a great event.
Yep.
Thanks for watching, and we'll be back again soon. Take care.
Take care. Subscribe.